Hello. And that's it. Hello. How are we doing? I look like a wet cat, and that's because I just got out of the shower. I hope that's okay. But how is everybody doing? Welcome to the broadcast. It is August 12th, 2026. 12th, 2026. How's it going? It's good to be here. Actually, I'm going to keep this one in. I'm going to take this one out. Guys, it's so good to be here. Today's going to be a fun one. Today's going to be kind of a chill one, actually, to be honest with you. Some days I'm on it, some days I'm not. Today, I'm just happy to be here, happy to be talking to you guys. For some reason, it just seems like kind of a laid back week. I don't know why that is. Maybe we'll figure out why today. But I just want to start by saying hello and thank you to all of the members in chat, starting with Nick Rudo, first person in chat today. Hello, Nick. How's it going? Blah. Devin Bishop, how's it going? Good to see you. Ben, Electrify, Joe Tarones, Tyler, Dan Word. I always want to say Dan World. Good to see you guys. Swag Beasky. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one before. Dumbledoof. I don't know if I've said that one out loud either. Epiphone, Moth in the Sky, Brandon. I'm seeing a lot of new faces. I mean, maybe I'm just misremembering, but I'm seeing a lot of new faces. Maybe it's that damn Letterboxd thing that I'm doing for members that I'll talk about in a second. But where's John? Listen, hey, John's not going to be here today. John's literally not going to be here today. He texted me. He's like, I'm probably not going to be able to make it today. And I'm like, that's all good. But So you guys all better be on your best behavior because I'm going modless. I'm raw dogging this stream without John, so we'll hope for the best here. What? I know if John's not here, what's the goddamn point? You know? I mean, that's probably why I feel off. That's probably why I don't feel like it's a normal stream because I'm like John's just not going to be here. But we can do some crazy things without John. Just we're off the leash. Anyway, good to be here. Good to be here. Today's gonna be a fun one. I thought maybe because it always feels like we're running out of time to play games, and games are clearly what everybody comes for, right? It's not like half of you leave every time we start playing games. So I thought we'd actually spend more time playing games today and less time getting into the intro. So I think we're gonna do like a little bit of we're gonna have a little bit of fun for the first third of the stream. We're gonna talk about we'll talk certainly about Spider-Man and Tony and, how things are right now. But we're also going to open up Letterboxd and we're going to change some posters. We're going to fix some posters, which was a thing we did a couple weeks ago that was really quite fun. I had a good time doing that, so we're going to do that again. Then we're going to talk about this week's movie, which is going to be History of Violence, the David Cronenberg film. Another reason why I feel off today is I didn't write any notes for today. For that movie. I didn't come up with any prepared points, but I'm not too worried because I have a lot to say just off the dome. But I'm excited to talk about it. Kind of an underrated Cronenberg banger, in my opinion. Loved this movie. So we'll talk about that. And then after that, we're going to get into some games. And I thought I wanted to open this up to the chat. I wanted to open this up to the community. Of course, there's CineNerdle. Sorry. Of course, there's CineNerdle. Baba is not happening today. This is not a Baba stream. But I'm trying really hard to find another game. And it may have been in front of me all along. I wanted to feel out interest if we started a Stardew save file as a community. That could be fun. It could be fun. It would be chill. First of all, it's chill. I don't have to stress about things. It makes it so that I can talk to chat and do questions and talk about movies while playing a game, which sounds great. But then I was like, I don't know if Stardew is interesting to anyone but the person playing it. And so I just wanted to toss it out there just to see what happened. But we'll see. We'll see how people feel. There's always just CineNerdle. We can always just keep playing CineNerdle. Stardew Valley? Yeah, Stardew Valley. Start from scratch, start a brand new farm, and just see what happens. Make decisions together. I'm not a Minecraft guy. That's the thing. I'm just not I've never been a Minecraft guy. But are you excited to see Oak Street? I've seen Oak Street. I saw it a while ago and haven't been able to talk about it. And I don't even know if I'm able to. It was weird. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but I've been familiar with Oak Street for a second. And that video is coming this weekend, so look out for that. I enjoyed it. I will not say anything more other than I enjoyed it and you should definitely see it. I don't want to talk about it too much though because I don't want to spoil my thoughts on it. But I mean the short answer is yes. I had a really good time watching it. A couple other things before I get into the other movie news. The merch is finally out. The merch is fine. I know that the embargo is off of it, but it's more about the experience that I can't talk about. But merch is finally out. I'm wearing one of the pieces right now. It is that very horse back there, but on a shirt. And it says my name in fun font. Karstenshop.com. The link is in the description if you wanted to buy this shirt, or you could buy a hat with the Broadcast logo, or a black shirt like this with the Broadcast logo, or one of the classic designs which just says watch more movies embroidered, or one that just has a poorly drawn heart that says movies on it. I don't have all of them on me right now. I probably should have done that before, brought them out before I pitched it, but I can vouch for they're all very good quality. It is a nice shirt. It fits me really well. I'm very picky about collars, and because it makes my neck feel weird. I don't know if people feel the same way, but I was very picky on what kind of shirt this went on, and this feels great, man. This is some of the highest quality merch we've ever put out. So strongly recommend checking it out. Is it limited? I mean, the merch is always limited, but I'm not it'll be around for a while. Did the stream started? The stream started, brother. We're going. We're started. Colors make your neck feel weird? No. The cut of the collar always makes my neck feel weird. I meant to say collar, not colors. They don't know I'm wearing the Karsten Runquist merch. They will know if you get this one because it literally says Karsten Runquist on it. Yeah, very, very Scandinavian type design. Kind of. This isn't even, I think this is like an English font, but primetime trailer. Yes, the primetime, oh gosh, that feels like so long ago, but the primetime trailer dropped this week. I'll say it. I'll come right out and say it. I think it's the trailer of the year. I think that's the best trailer I've seen all year. That movie was already really high on my most anticipated, and now it's just like I cannot wait for this film. I'm so excited. It is the cut of this trailer is amazing. Oh, sorry. I'm allergic to talking about Peak. Yeah, it looks great. It looks awesome. Robert Pattinson looks amazing. People are talking about him like he's gonna win Best Actor, which I would love that. Here's the thing. I'm a little confused, to be honest with you, because I assumed this would be at TIFF, and we're going to talk about the full TIFF lineup in a second because that also came out this week. But I was like kind of hoping and assuming that would be at TIFF because I thought they would kind of do a similar rollout and strategy to what they did with The Whale and The Smashing Machine, which they premiered at Venice. They kind of act as like big Best Actor movies, and then they kind of roll out to the rest of the fall festivals. But it sounds like they're just not going to do any other film festival besides Venice. Maybe Telluride. I don't think that's been announced yet. But so I'm just wondering. It's just an interesting situation. I don't know if like after the failure of the Smashing Machine campaign failed, they're like rethinking things. They're not going to go with the like Brendan Fraser strat anymore. I know that Rob Pattinson's like different than Brendan Fraser and Dwayne Johnson too. But I'm like, I wonder if they're really going to go for an entire campaign for this guy, for Rob Pattinson, because like it would be crazy and so cool if he got nominated. Even though I have not seen the movie, nobody's seen the movie. I'm like, that would be so cool. So I'm very curious to see what that rollout looks like, what the movie's like, because that'd be really great. I would love to see Rob Pattinson get some recognition finally, and it would be so funny if it was for this film. But yeah, I naturally, like, after the trailer dropped and after I watched it like 20 times, went down a YouTube rabbit hole. I've seen the Chris Hansen clips before, as many of you have. We've all seen them. If you haven't, you're missing out. It's some of the craziest shit you'll ever watch for a variety of reasons. But, like, after the trailer dropped, I went and just watched a bunch of Chris Hansen videos. Always an entertaining time. And now I got to watch that Predators doc, as I've heard it is very similar to, I guess, what this film is going to cover. I have not seen it yet, but I've heard really good things about this documentary. And what I haven't watched on a sort of similar note is that EDP doc that's apparently circulating on YouTube and that people keep talking about. I've seen clips, and it does not look like a serious thing that I need to check out. I'm just going to come right out and say it. If anyone here is asking me to watch that fucking documentary, I'm not going to watch it. It looks unserious and not worth my time. All love. Corbin, thank you for the super chat. Rec for my first film fest in North America. Interesting. First film fest in North America. I think the most... Oh, that's tough. I think our best film festival is probably Sundance at the end of the day. I have not been to South by, but I hear that South by is maybe like I've heard the programming kind of sucks these days, and that's why I always kind of skip it, is because I'm like, this just doesn't seem like the kind of thing I need to go to, though I really want to go to the city because I've never been there, and so I want to like go. That's a good excuse. From what I understand, that might be a good entryway into the film festival life. It's expensive. Okay, I thought it maybe was more accessible, but never mind. I was gonna say either Sundance or New York Film Fest. New York Film Fest has become like the hot one to go to, though I will say it's a little tough. I don't know if it's different now, but I think that it's a film festival that really only makes sense to go to if you live in New York because it's spread out over many weeks. And so to travel there doesn't really make much sense because you have to you can't just be there the entire time. That's going to be insanely expensive. It's an interesting, it's not as film festival-y as say a straightforward film fest like Sundance or Telluride or South by. Telluride, I heard, is way more that's the most inaccessible. I would love to go to Telluride, but you gotta go deep into the mountains. It's So I don't know. All of that said, I guess I'll say Sundance. It's gonna be in Boulder. That's a bit more accessible now. I'd also love to give a shout out to the Chicago International Film Festival, which is, kind of Chicago's New York Film Fest. It's a similar situation, and they always have great programming. That is where I go to catch up on everything I missed at every other festival because they're guaranteed to have pretty much everything you need to see. It's a very reliable film fest run by good people, and it's in the best city in the U.S. So, have you heard about Joyland? I have not. I don't know why that rings a bell. It kind of rings a bell. Carson, when are you going to make the CineNerdle movie challenge video? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the one where as soon as I encounter a movie that I haven't seen, I watch it? Are you referring to that idea? I keep wanting to do it, and then I keep getting movies that I don't want to watch. I I almost did it. Yes? Okay, yes. One day. I really should do it. Mans, thank you for the super chat. I watched Piss Patrol, Justice Never Dies, earlier today, so let's not do that for the broad pick this week. I know everyone was begging for it. I don't know if that's what it's called. I probably won't put that one out there. I was going to suggest for the theme of today's movies that we vote on that they are short. Just because I have a busy week coming up and I'm already slammed with movies that I need to watch. And I was going to pitch short movies, short but quality films. Because even this week's was kind of short, to be honest. But I'm talking even shorter. Adobe Pro tutorial. I don't know where to find that. I actually a couple weeks ago was in the mood to watch that, and then I was I don't know where to find this. I realize I gotta slow down when I gotta pace myself when I do these things. Even though I've been streaming for well over a year now, I'm I always forget that it's this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. You gotta pace it out. Don't talk so fast. Are we gonna talk about a history of violence? We are. In a second. Not right now. What else was in the news this week? I'm not going to talk too much about the end of Oak Street, but obviously there was. I learned about this way late, but apparently they had this AI dog podcast promote the film because there's a dog in the movie named Starbuck. By the way, we don't need to unpack that, but the marketing campaign for this film has been so bad, in my opinion. There's there was this weird, they were kind of trying to do what A24 did with the drama at first, and they were trying to keep the plot of this film under wraps. You're not supposed to know what it is that happens to this neighborhood. That was the initial teaser that released a long time ago. You're what's it supposed to be? And then they slowly revealed it's gonna be dinosaurs. And I was why didn't you just lead with that? Just lead with it. It's not as big of a reveal as you think it is. It's just been, I don't know if they have any idea how to market this film. And it's all led up to this AI dog podcast that are and they're promoting it as dogs, and it makes absolutely zero sense. It literally makes zero sense, and it really taints the film because now everybody's I keep seeing these comments that are oh, is there AI in the movie? And I'm I don't know. I can't speak on it. I had no part in making the film, but I'm I don't think there is. But I'm like, why'd you put this out there? Because now people are gonna associate this film with AI, and they're gonna assume there's AI involved, and it's like AI is such poison. You don't want that near your film at all, man. Like, no interest in seeing that movie. You should have. If you're saying you don't have interest, you should have interest, because I've seen it and it's good and it's worth your time. It's a very, very fun time. I don't know if there's AI in it or not. I really hope not, because I like the movie. But Jonathan Fuji's here. A movie with Anne Hathaway and dinosaurs being promoted by an AI dog video. Masterful. Dude, it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. They made all the wrong moves. And now that I've seen it, I'm like, there was a way to market this. They should have led with, like, it's a pretty goofy time. Because that's what it is. It's kind of a dumb movie. I've said too much. But Amistad was almost a good movie. So, yes, I watched that this week, too. Because I'm doing a Spielberg ranked video. Shocker, if you've seen my Letterboxd activity. But, yeah, that one was... I think I'm a little bit colder on it than most people checking Letterboxd. I mean, I don't know. Everybody, it seems like the general consensus is it's a 3-star film. But I was like, I thought it was very boring. I thought it was super boring. And like everything that he's doing there, first of all, reading more about it, it's like, it seemed like it was kind of just like a squeeze it in there in between films kind of thing. Like, it just didn't seem like his heart was in it. Everything that he does in that movie, he's done better in other films. It's just like, are you bound by an NDA? No, I don't like to spoil my thoughts on a movie too much before my video on it comes out. I did the same thing with Tony, but now my video on Tony's out. So I'm excited for Duel. I almost said Dune. I'm excited for Duel. Especially because I watched Sugarland Express and thought that was so good. I was really surprised at how much I liked that movie. That early Spielberg stuff is so good. Like, that was really up my alley. Way more than I thought it was going to be. So now I'm excited to check out Duel. What about Always? Always was also pretty bad, though I don't know if it's at the very bottom of my rank the way it is for a lot of people. Because I think there's like some stuff in the cinematography and it's so committed to whatever the fuck it's doing that I have to respect it at a certain point. Like, it seems to be coming from a realer place than some of Spielberg's other movies. And so I'm like, I think there's like some redeeming qualities to it, even if not a single scene of it works. Like, every scene feels like a new challenge that it has to overcome, and it does not succeed. It's never working. But at the same time, I'm like, there's something interesting here that I have to, like, I gotta respect him for going for it. Did you see the Verity trailer? I did not. I don't even know what that is. How do you watch them so early? Is this a critic screening situation? So you got to ask like other people. I think I might be the most like tapped out of any YouTube film critic or of any film critic in general. Like, I'm never getting to see these films early. It's an amazing thing when I get to. I coincidentally got to go to an early screening of Tony because I asked. I had to go and ask, and I realized that's just like what I've had to start. You like, they don't come to you, and I think I was dumb for assuming they did. But End of Oak Street was like one of those, like, it's like a public advanced screening. Like, it's not a critics thing. And there's like a website called like advanced screenings, and you can like get on an email list and they'll notify you. Though it's like, if you don't respond, or if you don't click on the thing within like the first 5 minutes of the screening becoming available, you're probably not going to get in. And so it's just like, it's always like, it's just a frustrating experience. And I don't know what list I got to get on to be invited to some of these things. I've been invited to some influencer screenings, and it's funny because like a lot of influencers go to those because it's just like a cool experience and they'll serve you like free drinks and whatnot. But but I'm usually going as like a critic because I'm just like I'm just trying to see this movie early. Like, but they're like trying to, you know, get you to give it some like free promo, and I'm just personally not like I'm always grateful when I get invited, and I'm happy to go to more, but I'm just like, it's always a weird situation because like there is a huge difference between critics and influencers, and I definitely fall more on the influencer side of things at the end of the day than a critic. I don't call myself a critic, but at the same time, when I get invited to these things, I don't know if they expect me to give like honest reviews of them on my YouTube channel later, and then that's probably why I don't end up getting invited back to a lot of them. Because they're like, oh, he did not like that movie. I'm like, I'm trying to see it. Like, this is my job. But sometimes when I get invited to these influencer screenings, there's just like no other movie influencers there sometimes. And I'm like, how odd. So to answer your question, I kind of went off the rails there, but like, I very rarely get to go to like early screenings of things, and it's usually because I'm reaching out and begging them to let me in. Or if I see them at film festivals, which is why film festivals are such a thing for me. Because I'm like, well, it helps me see a lot of these movies early. Are you discussing Cronenberg? We are going to discuss Cronenberg later, yes. I'm very excited to get into it. When are we doing the poll? We'll do the poll in a second. I liked starting it early last week. That was a good idea. I think it makes sense to start it earlier. Owen, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Welcome to the community. Glad to have you here. What's your opinion on Blue Heron? I think it's one of the best of the year. I think it's one of the best movies of the year. It's one that I want to watch again, but I don't know if I'm mentally ready for that yet, because it hit me pretty hard. The way I've been seeing it is like, it was one of those movies, I haven't left the movie theater in like that like glow that you usually have when you see a really good movie. Like, I haven't left the theater with that feeling in a very long time, but I had that feeling when I left Blue Heron. I was like, that hit something deep within me, and now I feel like a wound has been opened, and I'm just have to go back to the real world. And yeah, it's a very special movie. Very powerful when a movie can do that. Maxwell Hampton, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Appreciate it. Hey, Carson, I want to know if you had Letterboxd Pro before Patron, and your thoughts on directors who write their films versus directors who don't. I think I had Pro. I'm assuming I had Pro before Patron. Yeah, it's been many years. I've been a patron for a long time, so I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. But if Letterboxd is something that means that much to you, if you're using it that often, if you see something out of the features that you really want, or if you just want to support it, I highly recommend looking out for those. But thoughts on directors who write their films versus directors who don't? I mean, I don't really know what to say. I think it's interesting how it's become the norm, and how everyone wants to be a writer-director now. And I think, I don't know if I really it just seems like everybody wants to, and I think this is exciting and also kind of an issue at the same time, because I think there's something really special about a director who's just really good at taking on material that isn't their own and like doing something special with it. I think Luca Guadagnino is a good example of it nowadays, but everybody wants to be like Ari Aster or like Robert Eggers now, where they got everything. And I think that's fair, because like directors are becoming bigger stars than, not bigger stars, but they're becoming stars in their own ways, and they're stars because of that. But like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm I guess to make it personal, I'm writing my own feature right now, and I'm not gonna put that out there. But like, I maybe would like to write another movie, but if I miraculously get this movie made, and then I miraculously get the chance to make another movie, I think I'd rather direct something that someone else wrote. I think that just seems like more my speed, if that opportunity ever comes, because I'm like, oh, something to that. There's something to that. He's writing Avengers Doomsday. It's true. Cat's out the bag. Yep. I'm writing the next Avengers film. This is why I'm so critical of Marvel. It's because I have my own take on it, and yeah. Thoughts on Cooper Raiff and James Sweeney starring in their own films? I don't know who James Sweeney is. I might recognize him if I saw his face. I obviously know Cooper Raiff, and I think it's great. I think it's like that's like kind of an old school, like that's even more of what I'm talking about, where it's like you write, direct, and then act in your own films. You star in your own films. Kind of old school. I like it. Not everyone can do it, but I think Cooper Raiff is very good at what he does. He made Twinless. I see. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Twinless yet. Just spilled water all over myself. What's on the TIFF watch list, Karstboy? Yeah, I'll update you a little bit on my TIFF watch list. I'm not gonna like open up the site or anything like that. But I drew up some of my must-sees the other night, as in last night. The Werner Herzog film is there. I don't know if it was there when we first talked about TIFF or when I first pulled up the lineup, but his new film, Bucking Fastard, is going to be at TIFF, and I'm very excited about that. Definitely going to have to see that one. Trash Mountain, the Caleb Heron film, is going to be at TIFF, and that is one of my must-sees. I think I will. There's a ton of screenings for it, so I'm assuming I will get to see that one. Closing Night, I'm forgetting now when I'm looking at this, like who's in it, but I think Odessa Zion's in it. I think it's a thriller. I could be wrong, but that one I'm excited for. The Debut is like number 1 on my list. Wild Horse 9 is very high up there. Elsinore, the Andrew Scott film, is very high up there. I heard really good like best actor buzz about it. Possible Love, the Lee Chang-dong film, obviously very high up there. Look Back, the Koreeda remake of the anime, is up there. Ink, I'm excited to see Ink. I'm assuming I'm going to get to see that. And then, what else? Tender Loving Care, the new Mike Lee. I'm excited to see that. Everest, the new documentary from the filmmakers behind Free Solo about 2 skiers who try to ski down Mount Everest. I obviously got to see that. There's a new Cartoon Saloon film at TIFF called Julianne. I think there were test screenings of it or something at Cannes. I think I heard about that, but I didn't see it at Cannes. But I've been waiting for a new Cartoon Saloon after Wolfwalkers. Really excited for that. Josephine is a must-see for sure. I'm definitely finally going to get to see Josephine. The movie out of Sundance with Channing Tatum that I heard was really good. Vintage Violence, the new one from Eugene Kotlyarenko, who directed Spree and The Code. This is like I think he shot it in Japan, and it stars Cole Sprouse. I will be watching that. The Beloved, which was a Javier Bardem film I missed at Cannes that I heard he gives an amazing performance in. I definitely want to see that. Bad Lieutenant, the new Takashi Miike. If I have time, the schedule's starting to get a little crammed now that I'm looking at my list. But I'd love to see Bad Lieutenant, the new Takashi Miike. I don't know if this is the one with Charlie XCX. Babies, which is a film starring Seth Rogen about babies. I don't know a whole lot about it. The Stunt Driver, the Jay Baruchel film. Canadian, don't know much about it. It's not high on the list, but like if I can see it, I'll see it. And lastly, there's a Korean thriller film called Paradise Lost that looks really interesting. It looks really up my alley. And then Tenzing, which is like another Everest film, I believe, starring like Tom Hiddleston and Willem Dafoe. About, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, about like the first Sherpa to help people up Mount Everest. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm getting the plot right, but like Tenzing, I heard is supposed to be a thing. I wrote down Bunker. I'm forgetting what Bunker is, but maybe if I can get to see that. And then what else? I thought there was like a couple others. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I obviously will probably end up seeing, if I'm lucky, 70% of these, and then there will be another 30% of things that I don't even know exist yet that I'll end up seeing on the day. Yeah, I'm mostly seeing that film for Willem Dafoe. I think it's an Apple original, if I'm not mistaken, and so do with that what you will. I really want to see, so that new Andrew High movie, I'm forgetting what it's called, but it stars Fred Hetchinger and Eben Moss Backrack. Is that how you pronounce his name? I feel like I just butchered that. But there's a new Andrew High movie. It was my most anticipated. This is what happens to me. This happens to me at every film festival I go to. I'm not even joking. It's every single film festival I attend. I don't know if it happened at Cannes this year. But my most anticipated movie always ends up being a film that I cannot see for scheduling reasons. I won't be at TIFF for that film. They've scheduled it in such a way where it's playing before I get there and after I leave. So thanks, TIFF. I won't be seeing that, even though it's the one that I was the most excited for because it looks extremely good. I'll find another way to see it, hopefully. Yeah, Backrack just does not seem right. Just does not seem right. Will you see? Oh, yeah. I played Rocky. It fits into my schedule. I did not put it on like my wish list. But yeah, I'll probably end up seeing I Play Rocky too. I got to squeeze in like a couple ones that I know aren't my thing just because I'm like, that's one I need to see. Obviously I need to see it. So I probably will see I Play Rocky. That is how you say it, pretty sure. Okay, all right. Don't doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. I'm really interested in that new one from the director of Universal Language, Matthew Rankin, I believe is his name. It seems to be more of an experimental video art piece about a Canadian prime minister, which sounds fascinating. So, yes, I agree. That one I also had on my list if I'm able to see it. It seems way more similar to his earlier film, The 20th Century, which is also a very kind of experimental film about Canadian history. And it was one of the weirdest, most like eye-opening when in blind experiences I had at the 2019 TIFF. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and there were not a lot of people at my screening. And when I was watching it, I was like, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen. And then Universal Language ended up being fantastic, and now he's like a filmmaker I got to watch. And so, yeah, he's got a new one, and I'm excited to check that one out. Have you heard about Maddie's Secret? I have, of course. That's like one that I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. I literally don't know why I haven't seen it yet. It's like right there. I think it's available to rent now, and so I should really see it. Electrify, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on the Possession remake in 2027? Remind me who is in that cast, because I know that it's happening. I don't know much about the director, but why do I want to say Callum Turner is in it? Or am I wrong? That seems like a weird choice. I might be wrong on that. Margaret Qualley, okay, that seems right on the money. And Callum Turner. I think they should reunite Margaret Qualley and Christopher Abbott for that. He seems way more like the right guy for the role, but maybe it's too close to whatever that movie was called, Sanctuary. It's from Paramount. Okay. The Possession director did Smile. Okay. All right. I can see it. To be honest, I can see it being a very faithful remake and trying its best to, because I said this, I think last stream, that Possession is like one of the most modern films of its time. Like it looks so 2026. And so it kind of makes sense that they would remake it. And I'm sure they're going to like try and have the same style. I wonder what will be different though. It's kind of a weird one to try and say something new about. So I don't know. That's interesting. I'll definitely see it. You know what I will be skipping at TIFF is the Carrie remake, directed by Mike Flanagan. It's an Amazon Prime original. I don't think I've ever skipped over something so fast. That's it's just not something I have any interest in seeing. I don't know if I'm going to see that one. It's a show too. Okay. All right. That does not do anything. That did not help. Carson, what are your thoughts on The Sopranos? It's a show that I started a long time ago and really enjoyed and was really loving. And then for whatever reason, I lost Steam, and I've been meaning to get back into it. And people ask me every single month for my update on Sopranos, and I have to tell them that there is no update. Brandon, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Appreciate all the support. Finally saw Smiley Face. Blown away. Thanks for the rec. I'm so glad. Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up because I just rewatched, not Smiley Face, but Nowhere. It was like my 5th or 4th time seeing it. And yeah, he really is the best. Like, he really is like one of the best directors. Big fan of Greg. Do you like TV? I like TV. I probably should be watching it more than I am, but at the same time, I just find it overwhelming how many movies there are to watch, and I have so many ideas for videos that require me watching a lot of movies, and so that on top of working on my own film and also just doing other things with my life make it so that there's just very little time in my life to watch TV. And so I'm the kind of person where it's like I'll start a couple episodes of something and like get the idea and then I'll not continue. And I know that is probably the most frustrating thing to ever hear. And I wish it wasn't like that, but you got to pick your battles, and TV is just something I've accepted is like if I happen to be into it, I'm into it, but I'm not going to like force myself to get through something that I'm like not obsessed with. White Lotus is one that I can see myself. I need to actually like sit down and watch that. Because the thing I like about TV is feeling like you're a part of a bigger conversation. Like that's what I loved about Succession Sundays is like every Sunday it seemed like there's just a whole section of the internet who's reacting to something at the same time. And like me and a bunch of my friends, we had like watch parties, and I watched it at like a new apartment every week for the final season. Like there was a watch party every week, and it was like the best. It was such a fun time, and I miss that. I don't know if there's any show that's like really having that right now. But White Lotus seems like it's kind of a thing when it comes out, so that would be fun. Is Mysterious Skin really disturbing? There's a scene that is... You could call it disturbing, yes. I don't know if I would call that movie disturbing so much as it's very sad. It's really sad. But some people, I mean, it is disturbing, but I don't know if that's like the first word I would use to describe it. It's very watchable. Like you'll just be prepared to feel a little tender afterwards, and need like a hug or something. But it's really good. It's very good. But there's like just watching Nowhere, there's like parts of Nowhere that are like, it's really violent. You forget that Greg Araki, he's a very fun and he's a very funny filmmaker and he's very stylish, but like when he gets dark and violent, his films get like really like, it's a bit much sometimes. What's your favorite Adult Swim show? Interesting. I've never been like a huge Adult Swim guy. When I was in like middle school, I used to love watching Robot Chicken. That was always like when I was like up late and that was on TV, I felt like I was like watching something I just wasn't supposed to be watching, and so it had this like kind of weird like adult thing about it where I was like, this is crazy, like this is I shouldn't be allowed to watch this. But Robot Chicken was my shit in middle school. I've seen like some of Smiling Friends, but not all of it. I've seen the Eric Andre clips, but I haven't like sat down and watched it. Rick and Morty, like I never got on the Rick and Morty train. I guess I'm not a huge Adult Swim guy. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I was ever a big Adult Swim guy. What was the funniest Robot Chicken moment? It was all a blur. I could not tell you a single thing that I watched in it. It was literally like it's a blacked out memory. Are you optimistic about the Dog Stars? You know me. Of course I am. Of course I am. I always give Ridley Scott a chance. I haven't like hated it. The only one that's been truly bad has been House of Gucci. But I kind of get down with Ridley Scott these days. I thought The Last Duel was really fun. Fun, wrong word. I thought Gladiator 2 was fine. Fine, but very entertaining. I thought Napoleon was extremely overhated. I thought Napoleon was like, I think I was just surprised because I'm not like a historical drama guy, but I was like, I'm into this. I'm pretty into this. I thought it was really funny. I like to give him a chance, man. I like Ridley Scott. And so I'm kind of expecting it to be decent. I don't understand where the hate's coming from. It's something I actually really don't understand. House of Gucci is the only thing where I was like, all right, that was, and I don't even know what I expect. Like watching the trailer, you're like, this is probably going to be ass. Do you Wild Horse 9 is gonna be good? Sorry, I don't know if that was as much of a you thing as, but I think I just struggled to read that. Yes, I think it'll be good. I don't know if it's gonna be as good as Banshees, but I'm expecting it to be pretty good. The Simpsons or SpongeBob, which was more culturally significant? That's a crazy debate. That's a really good. That's an honest to God toss up. Oof. Because like The Simpsons, of course, probably more significant historically, like speaking, as far as like TV comedies and cartoons, and its sense of humor and just what it meant for pop culture. I feel like it stayed in the conversation longer. But then you look at SpongeBob, and I know, Simpsons. There's a very concrete argument for that, but hear me out about SpongeBob. Is like, you look at this entire generation that I'm a part of, and that like people slightly older than me and people slightly younger, like Gen Z, young millennials, like, dude, Bob is like, has reach. Like that kind of defined a whole like attention span. Like that kind of changed the way we like consume anything. The humor, I feel like it defined a lot of people's sense of humor. He was a voice for a generation. It's probably Simpsons at the end of the day, but like I think SpongeBob is pretty influential. Compare the movies. I think the SpongeBob movie clears, man. SpongeBob movie is so much better. I love the Simpsons movie. The Simpsons movie is really funny. Also has its moments, but SpongeBob is like, that movie is hilarious. It's like it's better than a lot of SpongeBob episodes. Whereas like there's Simpsons episodes that clear the movie for sure. I mean, who is talking about The Simpsons nowadays, though? People might not be talking about The Simpsons as much, but like people are still watching The Simpsons, or at least I am. My girlfriend and I like have been just casually putting on Simpsons episodes for like 2 or 3 years now. We just like kind of every now and then just throw it on, and there's like some bits, dude. The Cape Fear Simpsons episode. There's a moment in it that I was like crying laughing at for like 20 minutes. I just kept running it back. There's something about Homer's voice and like the timing. It's so funny. The Simpsons goes crazy. Hot take. They're both shows that got really bad in their later years. In their current years, I should say. Is SpongeBob still going? I thought SpongeBob was over. Dude, the Cape Fear episode, I know. I had a video idea for a while, but I've been trying to find a way to put it into a single, simple title or thumbnail, which is a huge part of it. But I'm trying to figure out how to do it. But it was like comparing the Simpsons parody versus the real movie. And this would be like a huge task because they've referenced like thousands of movies on the show. But there's like a handful of episodes that are literally just their own takes, their own riffs on a film. There's like the Shining episode, and there's the Cape Fear episode, of course. Like there's a whole era where they're only doing like movie parodies basically. But I don't know how I'm going to structure that. It's been like in the notes app for a while. Haven't been able to figure out what to do with it. We'll do a Simpsons character tier list someday. Not today, but I didn't see the Joker parody episode. That sounds great. It's funny because it's like I don't know in what case would the Simpsons episode be better than the movie. Most of the time it's probably going to be the movie, but I don't know. Let's start the movie poll. We've been streaming for almost an hour. Jesus Christ. Time always gets away from me. Let's pitch some movies. So this week we're talking about History of Violence, the David Cronenberg film. Next week, if you weren't here earlier, I mentioned that for next week I want to do something short. I want to make it a shorter film because I don't have a whole lot of time this week, and I want to make sure I can make time for some other films on top of this. Alternatively, we could vote for a Spielberg film, and I can kill two birds with one stone. But I'd prefer maybe to like get a break from Spielberg for the broadcast. But I'm tossing it out there. If you're new here, every week we have a weekly film that we talk about. It is like a film club of sorts. How it works is the chat sends out a bunch of recs. I pick 4 that sound intriguing. I put them in a poll, and then the members vote on the poll for next week's film. And by the end of the stream, I check the poll. Whoever wins, that's next week. Let's see. Rec is interesting. I've never seen Rec. I've already seen Munich. Listen, okay, so I've already seen Munich. I watched it this week. I thought it was amazing. That's also a really long movie. That just does not go along with what I was saying. I want like a 80 minutes, maybe, no, you know what I'll say? 90 minutes or less. 90 minutes or less this week. That's the goal. I don't want to watch Life of Chuck. All due respect. Let me look up some of these. You know, I've never actually seen Bicycle Thieves, which is an insane thing to admit. I've never seen it. I'm gonna put down Bicycle Thieves. That's a no-brainer. That is an absolutely no-brainer. I'm surprised it hasn't been recommended before. I gave it 4.5. I've not seen this movie. I don't know why I gave it 4.5. But I've not seen Bicycle Thieves. Angel's Egg. I've heard good things about Angel's Egg. Coffee. Dude, Coffee was just screening at a theater near me, and I missed out. But I would be down for Coffee. I'd be down for Coffee. It was recommended many times last week. Life of Brian. I don't know. I don't know if this is Life of Brian week. I've already seen Crash. We can't do 2 Cronenberg movies in a row. I would do Starship Troopers, but I feel like we just did a Paul Verhoeven. Am I Okay? Is that the Dakota Johnson film? Swingers. What about Swingers? Swingers from 1996? I don't know if I'm feeling Swingers. Duel would kill 2 birds. I'm just gonna put Duel down. And like, if the people vote for Duel, they vote for Duel. That'd be great. But I love Tetsuo the Iron Man. I've already seen it though. Maxwell Hampton. That's not a bad idea. I have, dude, and that'd be kind of a fun one. And I'm hesitating because I know it's gonna get voted for. I know they're gonna vote for it. But Bottle Rocket, it's been a while. It's been a long time since I've seen Bottle Rocket, and I would be kind of into the idea of talking about it. I'm putting down Bottle Rocket. That's just, there's something about it that was calling to me. I kind of like the Bottle Rocket idea. It's just been so long since I've seen it, and I don't know why. I've been kind of craving a Wes Anderson rewatch recently, too. This is a good lineup. I'd be happy with any of these. All right, the poll for next week is about to go live for members. The options are Bicycle Thieves, a classic. Coffee, Pam Grier. Duel, Steven Spielberg. And Bottle Rocket, Wes Anderson's first movie. This poll is available now for all channel members. The winner will be voted on by the end of the stream. If you didn't get picked this week, just know we'll be back next week. Okay. Should we still do the Letterboxd thing? We've already been streaming for an hour, and I wanted to leave more time for games. Maybe I'll save the Letterboxd poster idea for next week. Let's fix posters. We'll fix some posters. We could always kill two birds with one stone, talk about history of violence while we play Stardew Valley. That sounds like a crazy thing to do, just to save some time. But yeah, I like the idea of doing the posters. Give me 1 second. Let me set this up. The people love the posters idea. Yeah, if you didn't know, a couple weeks ago, if you're a Letterboxd patron, you have the ability to change posters. And there's a lot of bad posters on Letterboxd. And so I like to come on here every now and then, hear what people have problems with, go on there and fix the posters. Change them to something better. And we've changed a lot of good posters through doing this. It's been a good idea. Let me just set it up. 1 second. And we are good. Okay. So this is my Letterboxd profile. I don't know where to start. I say we just go to films and whatever catches people's eye. I know we changed a lot of these recently. Devil Wears Prada was one that we changed because this one looks a lot better. I like this Michael one a lot better. Anything recent that doesn't work. I'm not crazy about this Odyssey poster. I think it's fine. I don't like that you can't really see any faces. It feels like just a bunch of brown and orange and smoke and fire, and it's not really like giving me anything about. It's not really giving this movie what it deserves. Let me just glance at some other Odyssey posters. I do like this blue one. I used to trash this one. I used to think this was a little silly. I was like, what, we're just looking at the back of this guy's head? But now that I've seen the movie, I'm like, this poster was onto something. This poster kind of goes crazy. I do like this head, too. Though, yeah, I kind of like this one. There's something about the, like, empty space that's really working for me. It feels very dramatic. I've never been a huge fan of this, still. Because it just looks like he's giving him a spanking. And once you notice that, you can't really, like, unsee it. But it looks like he's about to spank Matt Damon in the butt. So I'm not crazy about that one. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But that's not the movie to me. There you get a better look at it there. This one's fine, though. It's just a still from the movie, you know. I think we'll go with the helmet one. It's good. It's classic. It feels more like that's the movie, you know? And then, did it even change it? Why didn't it change it? I gotta press save. You gotta press save, guys. Let's change the backdrop while we're at it. A lot of good stills in this movie. A lot of options to choose from. This one obviously feels very like representative of the film in some ways. Like you really get to, I don't know, gives you a good idea of what you're about to watch. This one feels too epic, though. This also kind of gives you an idea. A lot of good pictures to choose from. I thought this was my original backdrop. This was my backdrop for a while. This was my go-to. The guys in the distance. Some of you might call it a little basic and a little boring, but I think that backdrop with this poster, this feels more like that's the Odyssey to me. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go with that. What else? What's another bad poster? Does anybody have any ideas? I'm going to leave this one mostly up to the chat. You should fix the whale. The whale is a great one to fix, yes. Because I've spoken out about how I am actually kind of a fan of the poster that many people make fun of. If I can find it. When did the whale? Maybe I should a little bit earlier? I'm too far back. I'm just too far back. I know I could literally just search for the whale, but okay, there it is. Yeah. So this is obviously a meme, this picture. It is the still that they like refuse to give up in promoting the film. And the only difference is they like airbrushed his skin. This, like, I can't believe this is the official poster for this movie. They made his eyes a little bluer. This is horrible. I'd argue it's the best one. I mean, to be fair, it's a tough one to make a poster for. And it is like, the movie really is Brendan Fraser. And so you could argue, like, just make the poster Brendan Fraser in The Whale. But it's also just like, it's just weird, right? It's just weird. It is iconic. But my personal pick, yeah, I like this one. You could argue more of a meme and maybe even more offensive in some ways, but like, I follow this artist on Instagram. I like this artist's work. He also did the Pinocchio one, which maybe I'll fix that after this. But I just love the artwork. I just love all the lines. It is funny, but there's something about it that really works for me. I'm gonna change the backdrop. Maybe there's something better. Why is this the second result? This is the second option. Letterboxd, we gotta fix this. I thought it would take a while. This is up there too? This one's pretty good. I kind of like the Zoom one. The Zoom scene is really funny. I mean, it's not funny, but... Also, speaking of... This is actually crazy relevant, and I can't believe I'm remembering this. But fun fact, in this Zoom scene, Lance Oppenheim, director of Primetime, is like one of the people in the Zoom call. Just for any... Just want to get that out there as the guy to point that out. But I picked up on that at TIFF, and I was like, that's that fucking guy. I'm going to change it to the Zoom scene. This is all right. What else? Which one did I just bring up before I went to the whale? Oh, Pinocchio. Pinocchio, I already have it changed. Okay, yeah, so same artist. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, love no notes here. This is a perfect poster. Beautiful work, Karst. Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of good posters this year. This White Noise one is also incredible. Really good White Noise poster. You could argue it's hard to see, but I love shit like this. Feels like Where's Waldo. Talk to Me. Talk to Me's kind of, I mean, this is a pretty good poster for what this movie is. There might be a better option. What's this old school one? Why'd they make this? That's feels like a random movie for this approach. Yeah, I'm happy keeping the default one, even though this is a cool design. There's some cool designs here for sure. Don't get me wrong, but I'm more into like the straightforward approach for this kind of movie. It's a horror movie. I need it to be minimal, black background, garbage selection. I know it's just not. Now Tar, I changed my Tar poster a while ago to this one because I thought this was cool. But I don't know if this is actually, I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to change it. I need to rewatch Tar so bad. I really need to rewatch Tar. Let me just look at what else is there. God damn, dude. Dude, god damn. A movie with a lot of good posters, that's what I'll say. Oof. I'm going to stick with what I have. Even though the original, this one is iconic. I kind of like where we're at. I don't want to change it. Sinners. Oh, dude, Sinners is a great note. Yeah, I remember when Sinners came out, I was like, surely we'll find a better poster than this. And then a better poster never came out. But there's got to be a better poster by now. It just looks like, I mean, this isn't bad. Like, I like that Michael B. Jordan is like the center of it. And I like these like obscured figures in the back, though it does just kind of make it look like a generic action movie that you'd find in like the discount bin at like Best Buy. Like it doesn't really do the movie it's a beautiful movie, and this poster makes it look kind of just like a generic action movie. But what else do we have? Okay, this one's cool, but it kind of looks like Stranger Things, if you know what I mean. This was the poster for a long time, and I kind of liked it because I'm like, they should both be there, you know? That's like what the movie is. This one's cool, though it doesn't feel as movie poster to me. Okay, so hear me out. I know that we don't really like floating heads in our posters. You could argue this is more generic, but I also think the way that they're all coming out of a guitar, this is kind of a beautiful poster to me. Hot take. I don't know if this is like, I don't know if this is a hot thing to say, but like I kind of really like this one. It feels the most like the I don't know, the placement feels right. I'm gonna stick with that one. I'll be honest. Let me just get a better look at this. Yeah, dude, the detail. I like that it's like a little painted. This is beautiful. This is a stunning poster. Yeah, that's for sure my pick. And then I don't want to change this backdrop's perfect. What's the app you use to predict the Oscars? I use Gold Derby. I know I should switch over to Award Expert, but I think it's only on mobile. Maybe the Project Hail Mary one. We changed that one last stream. Drive has an iconic poster. What are you talking about? Backrooms? No, I like the Backrooms one. Kinds of Kindness. Even though this is good, there's a better one. I already know which one I want to change it to. It's like one of my favorite movie posters. Yeah. I don't know. Which one's better? The one with all the people in the face or the one with all the faces? They're both so good. It's kind of a movie made to have a cool poster on top of everything else. Second one, tough call. Dude, I know, it is a tough call. They're both so good. I think the one with all the faces is a good one. And then I'm going to change the backdrop. I like this one of Emma Stone. Just feels right. What a crazy movie. What an odd movie. Okay, what else? Gajillionaire. You should fix Spirited Away. I just disagree. I didn't mean to do that. This one's fine, man. This is a classic. What are you talking about? Princess Kaguya? Also fine? I don't know. I like where it's at. I like the white background. You know? Obsession? Yeah, Obsession is... you would think there'd be a better one by now. It's okay. I will say, I was actually just looking at this the other day. I don't like how this background is also technically in the poster. You know what I mean? There's something weird about that. Let me see what else we got. I mean, the Obsession one is so iconic at this point that it feels weird to change it. I do like the red. I would never make it just this. I would never just make it a red background with text, but I love the how bold that looks. I don't know. I kind of like where it's at. The eye is cool, but it's not calling to me as much as the OG. I kind of like the just the plainness of the OG, but let me maybe change the backdrop. It should be her. That's also like the most iconic shot in the movie. That's a no-brainer. That's much better. This feels right. This feels good. I'm happy with this. I got to rewatch this movie. I think I'm due for a rewatch. Some of these I'm like, what are you talking about? The Dark Knight? That's like, that's classic. Faces of Death. I love the Faces of Death poster. Oh, speaking of, let me take that as an opportunity to plug. If you are in LA, this Friday at Brain Dead Studios on Fairfax, I will be moderating a Q&A for a Faces of Death and Cam double feature with Daniel Goldhaber. Both screening in 35mm. You check it out. I'll be there asking questions. If you're in LA, you can get tickets at Brain Dead Studios. Boogie Nights, I feel like also Boogie. I thought that would be enough. No, man. Okay, the backdrop should definitely change because that's not what we should have. I don't know why I did. Why did I change it to that? The backdrop. This is one of my favorite shots in the movie. Is this one of him on stage? I know. I think I know what Boogie Nights poster you want me to change it to because it's like it's the hip one. Is this one with the blurry face? Like, yes, it's good, but to me, that's just not like that. Feels like it should be the poster for like Showgirls or something. It just doesn't feel like Boogie Nights to me. I always thought, I don't know why, I never like looked at this closer. I always thought this was like his I'm so dumb. I thought this was his like chest and this was like his jacket. But then when I realized this was his fly and this is supposed to be his dick, I was like, this is a crazy poster. So I think I can't change it. It's just too crazy of a poster. It's perfect. Boy and the Heron, Zootopia 2, Mulholland Drive. Donnie, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Donnie the dealer. Thank you. Change Fight Club? What's wrong with the Fight Club one? That's also an iconic poster. What are you guys talking about right now? Some of these, I'm like, why would I ever change this? I'll look at what other options we have, but I don't know what I would change it to. No, man. No. This is this movie's identity. Are you for real? No, the Fight Club one is goofy? It's a little Listen, I've never really, like, questioned it. Like, I've never really, like, thought to change it. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I maybe it is a little goofy, but it's like, it is what it is. It's iconic. I guess, yeah, his hand is kind of coming out of nowhere. And their faces are both very unserious. You know, I've never actually looked at this poster that hard. But it is a goofy poster. Where is the arm coming from? Yeah. Okay, you guys kind of got me on that. That said, I don't know what I would change it to, because this little, like, minimalist thing that's not what the movie is to me. This one's kind of cheesy, you know? I don't like the black and white. I don't like the fake paper tear thing. I don't like this, like, 80s sleaze thing. There's not a lot of good options for Fight Club. That's the issue. I kind of fuck with this one. This one's not bad. It's kind of simple. Is John here? No. John's here. Wait, John, I didn't think you were going to be here today. We went on a whole thing earlier in the stream about how you weren't going to be here. We all cried. I am going to change it to this generic ass poster. And I don't want to hear anybody say anything. But you guys you guys should just be happy that I changed it from what it was, because that other one was pretty bad. Why are all these bad? That's what I'm saying. This is a pretty bad selection. There are not a lot of good Fight Club posters. This one just looks like he's, like, drinking the soap. Damn. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere. I guess this one without all the text. Would that be crazy? I'm gonna stick with that. Do the Tron poster? Which one? The OG Tron poster is kind of hard. It's kind of beautiful. Carson, this is somehow worse than the OG. Listen, there's no winning with the Fight Club one. I think it's just doomed to be a bad poster. I mean, the movie itself is very much the visual style feels a little tacky every now and then, but in, like, a really charming way, because that's just a product of its time. I hate Tom Cruise's face. On Ghost Protocol, let's take a gander. Fully misspelled that. Probably the most anyone's ever misspelled it. I'm still misspelling it. I still misspelled it, but it showed up. I don't know, man. It goes kind of hard. The thing about this one that works is that, like, I don't know if any of the other Mission Impossible films have this kind of energy. Like, I think what makes Ghost Protocol so good is it is him, like, in a hood looking at you kind of ominously. Like, when you watch the films in order, too, it's like there feels like there's a shift during Ghost Protocol. And this face kind of represents that shift. Things just, like, the intensity goes up a bit. Nah, this sucks ass. Bears like this too. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. Appreciate it. Haven't caught a stream in a bit. Hope all is well. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Everything is well. Things are going well. Let's see what else we got. This spoils the movie is the thing. This is a scene that shouldn't be on the poster in my honest opinion. Listen, I know some of these posters feel like products of their time. And they may not align with your taste now, but I think we should embrace... I mean, if this is from 2011, the poster should feel 2011, in my honest opinion. And this looks like 2011. No, I'm not even touching Enter the Void. 4.5 rating, is it that good? This movie is awesome. This movie's like one of the best Mission Impossible movies. Brad Bird went crazy on this film. Change the boy and the heron. Yeah, the boy and the herons. I remember when this was the default poster, and I was like, "This just can't be. This just can't be." The white space. Yes, the white space one. This one goes kind of hard. The heron in the face, but I like this one more. This like OG, just simple. Yeah, that's pretty beautiful. No, what, John? Oh, you're not good. sorry. My bad. And obviously this has to be the backdrop because this is like one of the most beautiful shots of his career. The Batman, change the invite. Some of you guys are crazy. Some of these suggestions, I don't really get it. The invite is fine. This is like what this poster should be. I love this poster. It's very unassuming because you're like, oh, this looks like a chill time. And then when you realize the conversation they're having in this shot, you're like, this movie's awesome. The New Hope poster, I agree. When this dropped, I was like, really? I don't even like this movie. It really, this is, I'm just telling you guys, this is, actually, I'm not going to get into it. I'm really standing my ground on the fact that this movie's not very good. And people in Cannes are just like desperate for fun. And I'm like, are you just desperate for something like this? Or is this actually a good movie? Because it's a hideous movie. Yeah, we got to get back to the woods. This poster was so good it had me convinced that I was going to watch something like a masterpiece. We're like, nope. Change the backdrop though so they're not the same. This also goes hard. Yeah, when this still dropped, I was like, we're about to watch Peak. And then it is what it is. Dune. What's your current Oppenheimer poster? Let me check my Oppie poster. I know there's a faster way to do this, but the Dune one is fine. I'm not going to touch Dune. All love. I passed Oppenheimer. This Oppenheimer poster goes pretty hard. It's got a similar issue to Christopher Nolan's, to the Odyssey one I had before, though, where it's like, it's just a lot of space and no faces. I mean, it's kind of a beautiful poster, though. I do like it. This one's kind of fun. with the button. It doesn't really like feel like it represents the way the movie feels. Like it feels like this should be like a Yorgos movie. I'm gonna stick with that one. The Host. The Host, dude. The Host is a good one. I'm gonna change the backdrop for Oppenheimer. It's gotta be this shot. It's gotta be the iconic shot. I don't think there's any other option. Oh, I already changed The Host a while ago to a much better. I don't know if I could find a better poster. This is a really beautiful poster for this movie. If you look closely, they're down there. Monsters up here. The Host, it looks kind of like a comic book. I don't know if you could find a better poster for The Host. It's way better than the default. Okay, this one actually, that's pretty good, actually. I don't know, I like mine. And Cookie's here. Everybody's here. I thought no one was going to show up today. But people showed up. Cookie and John, now that you're here, I was thinking about starting a Stardew Valley save file today. Like a brand new farm. Chat seemed kind of into it, but I wanted to get you guys' thoughts. Please. I'm not surprised. What else? Carson, Bicycle Thieves is clearing. Really? I was down for Bicycle Thieves, but I was secretly hoping for Bottle Rocket, to be honest with you. I'm a little surprised by that. Cure, I'm not touching. Louder. What are you talking about? Louder Than Bombs? I haven't even seen Louder Than Bombs, but all I know is that it has a good poster. Super Mario Galaxy. This is about what this movie deserves. But let's see if it has anything better. This is not a good... this looks like Rosalina has a boner. It does not read as a knee. I don't know. I don't know if I can find a better one. Oh damn. I don't. It's just that that's all I could see when I saw that poster. Roofman is in desperate need of a better poster. This does not represent how this movie is at all. This makes it seem like it's going to be some shitty, forgettable comedy. And it's just not that. And yet, when I went to change it a while ago, I could not find an alternative. This was all we had. Yeah, it's like, what are we doing with these? What are these options? I'm actually shocked that we have zero other options for Roofman. They really committed to this. They thought this was the movie. And it's just not. It's just not. I'm not going to do the plain blue or red. That's just not it. But I guess we're stuck with that. It's an awful shade of yellow, I agree. It looks like some like disposable like Hulu original. Smiley face? I just changed my smiley face one to match the 4K. This is a far superior smiley face poster, even though the OG is pretty good. But I'm going to change the backdrop because the backdrop should not be John Krasinski. Buy more pot. It's not even like an edit. This is an actual still from the film. Like they use the brat text. It is kind of funny. I don't know if this has ever been confirmed, but I am 99% sure that the entirety of like the brat visual style was inspired by Smiley Face because they use the same font and like the same kind of neon colors in the opening credits. We owe this movie so much. It's going to be this one. Marty Supreme. There are a lot of good Marty Supreme posters. No, I've spoken on this though. This backdrop is perfect, and I am a big fan of this like vintage faces poster where all the cast are down below in their own little square. I think this is classy. I think it's classy. I got no issue with that one. History of Violence, our movie club movie for the week. Yeah, I can change this. That poster is kind of iconic. I did change this the other day to Ed Harris because this is a far superior backdrop. As far as posters, there is the new Criterion. Ooh, the Criterion cover is pretty good. Criterion kind of went crazy with the cover for this one. That is a real. I'm usually not a huge Criterion cover for the poster guy, but this one is kind of undeniable. That's one of the best Criterion covers, especially now that I've seen the movie. I'm like, this is really good. It just fits thematically so perfectly. Like, it's the perfect poster for it. The other one looks like a book. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Let's do like two more. And then I think it is time to get into the movie club movie. Big Lebowski poster? What are you talking about? You guys are trying to change up the most iconic posters. It's not perfect, but this is like what I see when I think of this movie. I'm not changing the backdrop. I intentionally changed it to this when I saw it. This poster sucks. It's better than the one with the sunglasses. It's better than this one. It's better than this one. It's better than this one. It's better than pretty much all of these, in my opinion. The one of him in the bathtub is kind of good. But I can't make it that. I'm not going to make it the foot. I'm not that kind of guy. All due respect. Big bowling ball. This one? We like the big bowling ball? I just disagree. I don't like the big bowling ball. Are we PG-13 here? I am a firm believer that we have the best one already. I'll change the Her Private Hell one in a second. Yeah, I'm not gonna change it. I'm standing my ground on that. Yeah, the Her Private Hell one is pretty bad. Yeah, it's just like utterly sauceless. I don't know why this is the poster for this. Yes, man, yes. This leagues better. This is like the energy of the film is like oiled up Charles Melton, leather jacket, a slight glow to the text. Like, now we're talking, man. Now we're talking. Now you're speaking my language. And then this one of Sophie Thatcher. Fixed it. That's what this is all about. We just made this movie 10 times better. I don't like this poster. This is, to me, what the movie is all about. This is like this is the energy of the film. Charles Melton, kind of the best part of the film. Someone told me to fix Drive. Brother, I'm not even the biggest Drive shooter, but like, there are people who want to change this. As if this isn't like one of the most iconic posters. No. It's just a bunch of fan-made posters that think they can do better when it's like, no, we have exactly what we need here. Maybe the backdrop, but I haven't seen Drive in a long time. This is kind of a fun one. All right, one more. I don't remember Drive being a 4.5 out of 5, bro. You know what? I don't either. But that's what I was feeling that day. Robots, Heat. Heat is also a classic. What are we talking about? There's a couple good Heat posters. Yeah, I love what I got going on for Heat. I mean, the drop shadow is a little noticeable. Maybe looks a little cheap. There might be a better option than this. You might be right. The backdrop I'm not changing at all. I was kind of cooking with the OG Heat. OG Heat feels a bit better. That's more of the movie than the baby blue. All right, that's gonna do. That's gonna do. We'll do this again some other time though. You know me, I love the poster series. Okay. Let's check in on the poll before we get into this week's movie. See where we're at. See who is in the lead. I'm very curious. This week's leader so far, dude. Damn, man, this is crazy. Coffee 9%, fourth place. Bottle Rocket third place, 20%. I thought it was gonna sweep for some reason. Duel 27%, and then Bicycle Thieves 44%. People want to watch Bicycle Thieves. I didn't see this coming. Yeah, okay, good to know. I say we transition into the movie club movie. I might take a quick break before we get into it, and yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play Stardew Valley while I do it, but we might play Stardew at the end. Maybe we should do it at the same time. Either way, I'm gonna take a really quick break, and I'll be right back. And we're back. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're just gonna boot up Stardew and like talk about this damn movie. Because I realize we just have like not that much time left, and I'm like, well, we might as well start this up. The dangerous thing about Stardew is like it's really hard to put down, especially when you just start. And so, you know, I hope I'm able to quit after just an hour. And I also hope this goes well. If people aren't into Stardew, it is what it is. I also want to make sure that the volume is okay. Is it even... Where's the game audio? CineNerdle sometime? CineNerdle next week for sure. Okay, so we got a new farm. How's the audio? Can you guys even hear the audio? It's a farm film, so it makes sense. In a lot of ways, this is a good movie to start Stardew with. Yeah. We can name our character Vigo. That would feel kind of wrong. Volume's good. Volume is good. Okay. It's the Coraline Theory guy. Name him Vigo. The thing is, like, so yeah, there's a chance that given the nature of this stream, we won't give History of Violence the time it deserves. But we will make up for it in basing our entire farm off of it. Vigo is kind of a funny name for our farmer. So we're going to do that. I don't know any other Vigos, by the way. If you guys didn't know, Stardew Valley is a game where you run a farm. I'm sure you all know about Stardew Valley. But it's a good time. If you don't, you're gonna fall in love with this. Vigo Cronenberg. What should the farm name be? Tom Farm? Monkey Up? Give me 1 second. Stall's see, actually calling it Stall's Farm feels wrong. Violence Farm. We'll just call it Violence. That feels right. Favorite thing? History. Amazing. Animal preference, we'll go with a dog. I've had a dog before. I haven't had this one with the pointy ears. That feels good. Shout out John Farmer. Lowercase violence. Calling a farm Violence is disturbing. It is a little disturbing, but there won't be any violence happening, so it's fine. We'll go with male. Hair. We can go. Let's go mohawk. Let's make it fun. Let's make it fun. We'll do death because it is Violence Farm. And we'll go with a simple pair of blue jeans. And no beard. Maybe just a simple clean-shaven face. Maybe slightly gray hair. I kind of like that. I guess we can make the pants black. This feels pretty intense. This does feel pretty intense. Forest farm? Do we have a preference as far as what farm to do? I'm always doing, I think, the most normal farm, which I don't actually, maybe I haven't done standard farm. I'm not sure what the best one to do is. This is the son grown up. The son, we will talk about that in a second. The son in this movie has kind of questionable acting. I watched this with Cookie, Cookie, I don't know if you're still there, but you were not as crazy about it as I was. I thought this film was incredible. Night Farm? Night Farm kind of scares me. I think I am just going to play it safe and go Forest Farm. I don't want to mess with things too much. All right, I feel good about this. I say we just run it. Don't do River Farm. I would never. I forgot how this game started. And for my very special grandson. I don't know if I skipped it or if it's that abrupt in the game. Fuck, Santa's dead. Is this the best Viggo Cronenberg film? So, off the top of my head, I was trying to remember. Was Viggo also in Eastern Promises? Because I only know him from Crimes of the Future. And I've always associated him with Cronenberg as, like, one of Cronenberg's guys. But I couldn't think of anything other than Crimes of the Future when I was watching this. But I'm pretty sure he is in Eastern Promises because there's the naked bathhouse scene, of course. How could I forget? And Viggo himself is naked. Hello, you must be Viggo. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's there right now tidying things up for your arrival. The farm is right over here if you'll follow me. Yeah, if you didn't know, you're able to marry people in this game. You're able to have kids. You start your own farm. This is how it looks when it starts. We have a long journey ahead of us. He's also in A Dangerous Method. I haven't seen that one. Is that it though? He's not in as many Cronenberg movies as I thought. What's the matter? Sure, it's a bit overgrown, but there's some good soil underneath that mess. With a little dedication, you'll have it cleaned up in no time. This game starts out brutal. It's full frontal and it's awesome. And here we are, your new home. The back of my head is a little busted. I'm regretting the hairstyle now that I'm looking at it. Welcome, I'm Lewis, mayor of Pelican Town. You know, everyone's been asking about you. It's not every day that someone new moves in. It's quite a big deal. It's good to be here. So, you're moving into your grandfather's old cottage. It's a good house, very rustic. Rustic, that's one way to put it. Crusty might be a little more apt, though. Or violent. I did know that it was based on a comic book film. That was news to me when I was watching the opening credits. And now I'm very curious to read the original graphic novel. Because it's, like, not exactly the thing you would think would make for a pretty good graphic novel. It's like a little... I mean, there's certainly some, like, action sequences and whatnot. But, Stardew Valley, the movie directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Robert Pattinson as Farmer and Anne Hathaway as Dead Wife. Is there... I don't know if that's the direction. Anyway. And we're off. Now we can finally settle in. You start off with a couple of parsnip seeds. 15 of them. Here's a little something to get you started. We got what appears to be an axe, a hoe, a watering can, a pickaxe, a scythe, and some seeds. That's all you really need. Man, I forget what the first thing you should do is in this game, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to plant the seeds. I'm already, like, I know that your energy goes down pretty fast when you're just starting out. And so I don't want to spend too much time doing too much activity. But I will plant the seeds. But anyway, show of hands. How many people watched History of Violence this week? I hope a good amount of you, as it is a very good movie. This is much harder than I thought. I thought I was going to be able to casually talk about this movie. It is such a different experience from this film that it's kind of impossible to talk about it while playing, but we are going to do our best. But I was really shocked. I've obviously always known about this movie because it's always shown up as one of the most popular David Cronenberg films. You know, I was going to save that for a sprinkler, but I don't think I need to, given where I'm at in the game. But I've always read that it was, like, kind of average and just fine. I never thought that it was going to be one of his best. And it is very different from, I think, what a lot of people expect from him. Unless you've only seen Eastern Promises, which in that case, maybe it's more in line with what you've come to expect from him. But I pulled up the synopsis. I didn't want to get too into the plot details of this film, though, because I went in blind and had no idea where it was going. But the synopsis reads, a mild-mannered man becomes a local hero through an act of violence, which sets off repercussions that will shake his family to its very core. And yeah, it's very odd. It might feel a bit off to some people. To me, it reminded me a lot of, like... Weirdly, it reminded me a lot of, like, James Gray. And... Okay, wait. Before I get too into this. What should I be collecting right now? I feel like I need to get things that I can sell. Because I have zero... I have 500 coins to my name. I don't even have a fishing rod. They don't even start you off with a fishing rod. That's crazy. Damn. I really got nothing. I guess I could buy some more seeds with the money I have. But I don't know if that's worth it or if I should save up to upgrade my backpack as soon as I possibly can. An extremely goofy movie. It's kind of a goofy movie. It's kind of a... So, some of you might be a little put off by it. And I was, certainly. And my girlfriend and I talked about this because the performances do feel kind of off. And Viggo seems like he's being kind of silly in the film. I would argue that I feel like it's pretty intentional and that David Cronenberg really knows what he's doing here. Because the whole thing feels like a take on, like, the perfect American family. And it seems to kind of... The movie wants to match that style and feel like his world at high school is the same way, and that, like, their interactions as a family at home feel like that of something you would see in, like, a sitcom. And, like, the bully is, like, super played up. And everything feels very cliche, but on purpose. Because as soon as the act of violence happened, it gets really dark. I mean, just for the 5 minutes when you're in the thick of the violence. So am I supposed to be going down here? Just that scene itself feels like really intense and really threatening. Just the way he yells for the coffee, it's really unsettling. But anyway, it goes back to, like, the sitcom thing, but then, like, slowly as this, like, other version of himself starts to come out, and I'm not going to get too deep into it because I don't want to spoil it, but, like, he starts to, like, throw out that classic sitcom-y style, and it becomes a bit more what you would expect from a Cronenberg film. And so I'm like, I would be willing to give some of the sketchy performances here a pass, because for the most part, I feel like a lot of it is very intentional. Okay, Egg Festival's on the 13th. Gotta remember that. Dude, there's not shit to do in the game when you start out. I literally just want to sell some stuff, but I got nothing to my name. I guess I could buy some parsnip seeds or some cauliflower seeds, which will get me more money faster. I don't know if I want to spend my money on anything else quite yet, but I'll go in on some cauliflower because I'll start with 4. I don't want to go crazy yet. The opening scene is genius, though. The opening scene is really good. I was a little put off by it. It's like a hard one to complain about because I'm like, I mean, I guess it makes more context in the grand scheme of things, but it feels very isolated from the rest of the movie. It feels very Coen Brothers-y too, in how it goes about its crime elements and the way it's shot. It has like this kind of like yellow tint to it, which feels like something out of No Country for Old Men. But that, just off that scene alone, I was like, okay, this is going to be much better than I was anticipating. Do you like Love Lies Bleeding? I saw it recently. I do, and it is kind of relevant to this film because it's another great Ed Harris performance. You know, I kind of led with defending the son, but that kind of dismisses how good the rest of the performances in this film are. I think it's one of my favorite Viggo performances, first off. I love his, like, kind of meepish, like, soft boy self in the first half of the film when he's, like, kind of acting as this other guy for most of it. And he seems, like, very unassuming and very, like, small-town American man. I think it's, like, it feels intentionally kind of goofy. and off-putting. And I love how shy he is during the I mean, so someone brought up the 69 scene, and I know we can like talk a little bit about the sex scenes, but like I love how shy and I don't know how that sex scene at the beginning plays off compared to the sex scene later in the film, where it's like it really does feel like he's turned into a different guy. I think like if anyone's gonna make a very intentional and thoughtful sex scene, it's probably David Cronenberg. And this movie doesn't feel like it's entirely about that. Like, you could argue maybe the sex scenes here feel a bit more, like, shoehorned in there compared to Crash, which is all about sex. But, like, at the same time, I still think I thought it was beautiful. It was intense, and it came up fast, especially considering what the movie feels like in that part of the film. Like, in the first act, you don't really expect there to be for them to start 69ing, but it's I think he's really good at those scenes. I think he's one of those filmmakers who just seems really comfortable in those kinds of sequences. I'm already losing my energy. William Hurt in the last scene is so good. Yeah, I thought I could be misremembering. I think there's a reason we don't like William Hurt. I forget why that is, but I remember reading after I watched Broadcast News, which he's also amazing in. I remember being like, I need to look into William Hurt because this guy's amazing. And then I forget what it was, but I was like, okay, William Hurt's done some questionable things. But all of that said, he's amazing in this film. In a movie that's already had a bunch of great performances, he comes in at like the tail end and steals the show. It's insane. That's what like Ed Harris I thought stole the show, and then William Hurt just like elevated it even more. It's a lot of good performances in this movie. It's a shame that like I feel like the young boy actor kind of makes you think that there aren't, but there really are. Should I sell my mixed seeds or should I plant? I should probably plant them. I should probably plant as much as I possibly can now that I'm realizing it. I'll plant some carrots. I'll plant some mixed seeds. Let's just get some crops out there. I guess I could go to the mines, but I worry that I'm not equipped enough for that. But yeah, it was very much one of those cases where the movie started and I was very into it and I loved what I was watching, and then as soon as Ed Harris showed up, I was like, this just got like 10 times better. And then I was, well, I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but I was like, oh, well, I can't imagine how this sticks its landing. And then I remembered that William Hurt was in it, and when he showed up, it's like probably as good as that final scene could have been. The "how did you fuck that up" line was perfect. It was perfect. I will be honest, I'm not I've kind of danced around talking about this. I like Eastern Promises, but it's not my favorite Cronenberg. It's not a style of Cronenberg that I go crazy for. And so when I realized this was going to be kind of more of that, like more of a crime mob film, I was like, you know. But to me, this felt way... Oh, that's right, I can't go to the mines. To me, this felt way more like... It was a normal Cronenberg movie that felt like it went down a similar route to a lot of his films, but disguised as a crime film. And what I mean by that is that I started thinking about how in a lot of his movies, he's obviously like, he uses body horror in pretty much everything. And a lot of the time, his films feel like body horror is introduced, or it introduces something into the characters' lives that feels unstoppable and is like growing out of their control. And in this case, it's not so much like a physical thing that's going out of control as much as it's this like identity inside of him, like his own masculine rage and urge to commit violence, like appears like out of nowhere, kind of like spontaneously, like he has to do what he has to do, and it reintroduces someone that he just can't keep down. And to see that like his history spread out and manifest in like in a physical way in his life, and to see it just kind of like uncontrollably take over his family and this entire life he's made for himself, I thought it reminded me a lot of the way some kind of disease or some kind of accident would do the same thing to a Cronenberg character in one of his other films. And I thought that was really neat, especially because I feel like a lot of Cronenberg movies are already kind of about this. They're already kind of about like male figures reckoning with their own rage and flaws and their own violence, and this feels like it really obviously like hones in on that aspect, and does it in like a really simple way that I was just blown away by. I thought it was one of his most poignant explorations of this that I've seen, which is crazy because it just seems, I feel like he's already done this so many times so well. We did fix the Letterboxd posters, yes. Videodrome or Crash are his best. I agree. I think reflecting on it, although I really like this, and this is definitely going to be a top tier Cronenberg for me, I'm probably more of a Videodrome guy at the end of the day. That feels more like the quintessential Cronenberg film that I'll continue to revisit and look at as like, that's what he's all about. And then Crash, I think, is just a really special, one-of-a-kind piece. But this is up there, man. This is like one of his most entertaining, to be honest. One of his most rewatchable. I love movies about like American suburbia that kind of break it all down. Speaking of End of Oak Street, very different movie, but like kind of gives you a similar itch where you're like, oh, this is a fun American family, and then it turns into just the most gruesome thing. Not a spoiler, that is in the trailer. But I love movies like this. Blue Velvet, even, it has kind of a Blue Velvety vibe. I think it's like a subgenre that I really love, and one that I feel like can be so cliche and so dumb so fast. But obviously Cronenberg is very good at it. Fly is the best, I think, and then there's The Fly, dude, which is like, that one just feels like a really weirdly tender and romantic movie. Which is something I did not pick up on the first time I saw it, but on a rewatch, I was like, this is stunning. And I think is one of the, I think that's probably his best body horror film for sure. Scanners low-key mid. Scanners is fine. Yeah. Scanners is not my favorite. I know people shoot for Scanners. What else did he do? I might be misremembering. He did The Brood, right? I don't know why in my head I was like, that's Brian De Palma, but I thought he did The Brood. I can go get my fishing rod. Yeah, there's some Cronenberg films where I at the very least appreciate them, and they have at minimum like maybe one or two incredible scenes, but I do feel distant on his stuff every now and then. And I was kind of expecting to feel that way about History of Violence, even though I was like, it will at the very least be entertaining. But this one was like, there was something about this that really hit for me. All right, watered our plants. Shivers is great. I want to see Shivers. I want to see Existence. When I read the plot synopsis, I was like, that seems extremely up my alley. I want to see Dead Ringers, which I haven't seen yet. And I think those are the last like big ones that I got to check out. I still haven't seen The Shrouds. Kiyoshi Kurosawa loves this film. That makes sense. It is a really good, I feel like Kiyoshi Kurosawa of all people would appreciate like something very, I mean, it's a very character-driven kind of, it turns into like a pretty psychological nightmare near the end. And I think the minimalist approach to some of those final scenes, because it's like they're big, violent scenes, but he shoots them very simply and very still, which obviously feels very Kiyoshi Kurosawa. So that does not surprise me. We did talk about the primetime trailer, probably the best trailer of the year. Heard there was a newcomer in town. Good to finally meet you. It's good to meet you, Willie. I'm still trying to unwind from a month out on the salty seas. It was a big haul. I sold a lot of good fish, Finally saved enough to buy me a new rod. I'm getting a rod. Here, I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. And hey, maybe you'll buy something from the shop once in a while. I'd absolutely love to. You received a bamboo pole. Nothing like it. Nothing like this game. Gosh, what else? I thought I had like 12 more things to say about. I thought this movie looked amazing. This might be a hot take because it's really like quite showy with some of its lights. But I would rather a movie be bright and a bit obvious that it's being lit somewhere than subtle and muddy and dark. There's only a couple movies that can get away with that. And yeah, I thought this movie looked absolutely stunning. Some really breathtaking, just like bright. I mean, it really is like owning into that, like that kind of, oh shit, I'm out of space. I'm out of space. That's okay. That's okay. We don't need them. We don't need them. Let's go sell this clay. I hear clay sells for a good amount early on. But no, I thought this movie looked incredible. I also disagreed with my girlfriend on this but I bring it up because I think it just highlights something I appreciate about the movie. They pointed out how there is a lot of just like back and forth dialogue shots where it's just a shot of a person and their head and then another shot of a person in their head. And it is very simple, but to me, for some reason, Cronenberg has like a certain touch to the way he does these like coverage shots where there's something about the way it's lit where it's very like dynamic and there's a lot of depth to the shot, and the face there's like a lot more attention to skin and like where the light is hitting like a certain part of their eye, and I just think even those shots looked really beautiful to me, and I feel like it's a touch that I still see in stuff like Crimes of the Future, or even the stills from The Shrouds that I've seen. We're gonna sell these clams. I don't know if there's a big. I might hang on to one clam. We're gonna sell clay, and I don't need this oyster quite yet. Am I able to build anything? I need 50 wood to build a chest. That's going to be really helpful as soon as I can build a chest. Let's get to work. I think the dialogue is actually shot in an interesting way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I feel like it's not very showy about it, but I think it's at least the way it's shot gives it some like room to breathe in the edit for the pace to be good, and I think when he slows it down, he really gets to like a special place with his movies. Like I love how slow some of these scenes feel, especially that final one. Like it feels slow and quiet in a way that really worked for the kind of like tension he was building. Mark Kermode in 2005 saw it as the best film of that year. That's crazy, man. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I did not know Mark Kermode was fucking with this film like that. Speaking of, another movie at TIFF that I'm trying to see, The Devil's 4K restoration will be there. I missed it at Cannes, as it was one of the hottest tickets to get at that fest, but it will be back at TIFF, and I'm very excited to see that, because, yeah, been meaning to check that out. Speaking of Ken Russell, didn't he do Altered States, also with William Hurt? Bunch of connections there. But yeah, I love this movie. I thought it was one of Cronenberg's best, and I think as a film about the perfect American family kind of crumbling apart because of one single violent act, I think the way it goes about that is really juicy and really fun. I think it has a lot of fun with itself. I love this movie. It was super up my alley. I was going to give it a 5, but I was like, I need to slow down. There's like little bits and pieces of it, specifically in like the performances, that felt a little rough around the edges. But I know that's like such a nitpick that like on a rewatch, this will probably get bumped up to a 5. But I had a really good time with it. It's time to build a chest. Okay, for my chests, at least in my old farms, I usually put them up against the house, but I think for this one, I'm going to change things. I'm going to put them maybe behind the mailbox. And this way I can store some of what I have and make more space for my pockets. What do you think of Brandon Cronenberg? So I've only seen Infinity Pool. I still haven't seen Possession, his first film. I think that's his first film. I've heard that one's better. Though I'm a pretty big, I am a big Infinity Pool fan. So, can I not chop down this tree? I can. Possessor. My bad. But, I think he's interesting. I liked Infinity Pool. The Fly won Best Makeup. I believe it. Is that the most... Has Cronenberg had much success at the Oscars? Not that he needs it, but I am curious. Because I would imagine he hasn't gotten that much success beyond that. Though I remember... And this is why I should have done some research before today. I thought I remembered that the History of Violence... was like a bit of a bigger player than the other films. I think it was at Cannes at the very least. But I remember, I think, reading that this movie got him fairly far in that in that realm. Lynch won 0 Oscars for directing, which is insane. I mean, there's a lot of directors like that. Stanley Kubrick didn't win any Oscars for directing. That was the only one I had at the top of my head. How do you research for these movies? I watch, it depends on how much time I have. Sometimes I watch them fairly last minute. But I like to try to watch a couple interviews on YouTube. Sometimes the simple Wikipedia summary is enough to give you an idea of how its release was. I mean, I like to look into like what the vibe was like at the time of release as much as possible. Because sometimes it's very interesting. I mean, Hoop Dreams was an interesting one. I'm already exhausted. It's only 4:20 p.m. That's a shame. I don't know how I can't go on much longer. Do I have any money to buy food? Where can a guy like me find food around here? It was nominated for screenplay and William Hurt. Damn. That's, deserved. In screenplay, that's crazy. There are a lot of great lines, especially in that William Hurt scene alone. There's an interesting, like, motif on, like, dreams in this film. How the guy that works with him at the diner is talking about, his girlfriend, like, waking up in the middle of the night and, like, beating him up for doing something in her dream. And then there's, like, something else with his daughter talking about dreams at the beginning. And then in the end, it comes back when William Hurt brings up dreams, which I thought was an interesting idea of, like, playing with identity in your head and then versus, like, who you present yourself as out in the world. And I thought there's just a lot of interesting dream stuff going on here. That obviously felt very, very Lynch, too. Can't wait for the Silly Putty movie next year? Is that a thing? I didn't know about that. Thoughts on Your Mother? Another one that I'm trying to see at TIFF. I'm assuming that I will see it. There are several screenings for it, but that is also one of my most anticipated. Good to see, like, Mahershala Ali and, like, something good. Because I feel like he hasn't been in anything good in a hot minute. But yeah. Have you heard the new Digger news? Last week I said the runtime will be 2 hours, 40 minutes, according to test screenings. It seems like they cut 20 plus minutes, and now it's confirmed to be 2 hours and 8 minutes. Good news? Where are you getting this information? Because, I mean, I'm fairly out of touch these days because I fully deleted Twitter, and I feel like that's put me way out of the loop on stuff. But, like, That's I guess sort of reassuring. I'm glad it's not pushing 3 hours. I have my sources. Also, budget is reportedly $125 million. That makes sense. What was the budget of Mickey 17, just out of curiosity? Not to keep comparing it to Mickey 17, but how much was that? I guess I should start talking to some people. Have you met everyone in town yet? That sounds exhausting. Yeah, I guess I need to. That's like one of the first things you got to do is meet everyone in town. Also, I got to go in here. I got to take care. It's locked. Okay. Maybe I need to talk to everyone first, and then I can unlock that. I've been playing this game really out of order, if you can't tell. 118 million for Mickey. That's like, damn, that's crazy. That makes me, well, Mickey did not make its money back, right? Was Mickey kind of a flop? I honestly, the way that movies are kind of back right now, I hope it carries into the fall and that maybe that translates over to Digger. Probably not. That is a big stretch. But there's just something in the air, like something shifted. People are more open to things like that, and like maybe people want to see Tom Cruise regardless of what the movie is. Maybe he has that draw. Maybe people were bored of Mission Impossible, but they still want more Tom Cruise. Not that Mission Impossible flopped, but it wasn't, lighting it up. I think people are more excited for Digger. I think they are. Level 1 foraging. We are going somewhere. And we even made some money on clams. We made 180 gold. Yes, it flopped. That's what I thought. I didn't remember it super clearly, but I don't think it really mattered. CineNerdle? We're just getting started, man. We're just we're settling into Stardew Valley. I gotta say hello to the rest of the people in town. As for History of Violence, I gave it 4.5 out of 5. But I really loved it. I highly recommend checking it out. I was not aware it was just straight up available on HBO Max. So if you were trying to check it out, it's right over there. Underrated Cronenberg film. Good place to start with Cronenberg too, if you want to ease into it. In my opinion. Love Stardew Stream. I think the Stardew Stream is kind of a chill time. I think this is so much more enjoyable than Baba Is You. And I don't think that is... Yeah, my carrots are still here. I don't think that's that hot of a take. I suppose I have some energy now. I could fish. And fishing does give me money. So I may as well do that. 4 out of 5 out of 5, that's crazy. I mean, it's a movie I loved. It's I just love these kinds of movies. I thought it looked beautiful. I thought it was really well acted. I thought it was kind of moving and disturbing at times. Dude, I forgot how small your bar is when you start this game. Oh my god, fishing is a pain in the ass at the beginning. How do I play CineNerdle with you now that I'm a member? Good question. Next time we play CineNerdle, which might be today, but might not be. There's still a good amount of stream left. You just send me your CineNerdle username in chat, and you can friend request me in CineNerdle, and I will search for that username and accept it. That sounds like kind of convoluted, but all you have to do is friend request me and then send the username in chat, and we'll figure it out. It's pretty straightforward. Sardine. But right now we're just fishing. When is the next Letterboxd member roast dropping? Probably early next week. Very soon. It's not going to be a once a month thing. It'll be out next week. And then I'll probably do one more, and then we'll be done with those. But do not, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Do not become a member because you think I'm just going to do the Letterboxd roast. I'm not, that's not going to happen. I'm going to throw away my seaweed. Okay. Yes, we did have a man carrying thing on our crowdfunding stream for the short film, which is coming out soon, by the way. Are you going to do one for non-members soon? I think in September. I'm going to put that out there. Been thinking about it, yeah. Spider-Man might be the third highest grossing movie ever. Yes, I heard it beat Endgame, adjusted for inflation, I guess. It's apparently it was. I mean, that movie's doing crazy numbers. It's like is it already past 2 billion or is it already hit 2 billion? Which kind of surprises me. Not that like I expected it to ever flop, but it surprises me just because I mean, it's surpassed The Odyssey. But The Odyssey was something that I feel like everyone was talking about. Like, I had people in my life who never go to the movie theater who were like, I just went to the movie theater and I saw The Odyssey. And I was like, damn. Like, it was such a great period where I was like, there's people who never go to the theater who are going. And that was really exciting to me. And apparently everyone also went to see Spider-Man, but I just have not seen as much talk about it. But maybe I'm just, once again, out of the loop. Also, Spider-Man is the kind of thing where I feel like Marvel fans will see it like 3 times minimum. And I don't know if that's enough to make a dent in box office numbers at the end of the day, but I feel like there's a lot of people who go to see that again. Whereas Odyssey is like it's a one and done deal for a lot of people. Where am I going? I'm just wandering around right now. Oh, but this is good. That is important. A wild horseradish. Major. What are your favorite opening scenes, Carsty boy? My favorite opening scenes. Gosh, there's quite a few to choose from. Just because he's been on the mind, I've been thinking a lot about the opening scene from The Last Crusade, which is phenomenal. The whole train sequence with like the circus animals, giving it backstory. That scene is with young Indiana Jones. That's just because that's on the mind. But I also love the opening scene of Climax, the dance sequence, not the talking heads stuff. Inglourious Bastards is a classic. Cure is an unbelievable opening scene, yeah. I'm going to sell... I'm actually going to sell both of these things. I know I should hang on to some of that, but... Peeping Tom for sure. I'm going to save my money and not buy anything so that I can buy a new backpack. I think that's like number one priority right now. But now that it's $12.50, I can go meet some people. Dude, Tenet's got a good opening scene, yeah. Scream is a classic. A lot of good opening scenes, man. Say hello to the bartender. Well, hello there. I'm Gus, chef and owner of the Star Drop Saloon. Welcome to the Star Drop Saloon. Can I get you anything? I'm good. Okay, that's one guy. How do I check my introductions? 4 out of 28 people greeted. Gotta get busy. Hey, Carson, are you doing... Are who doing... Come on, man. Hey, Carson, are who doing to do any more roasting viewers Letterboxd? Yes. Simple yes. What we got here? This is my wife in my other save file, Emily. Ooh, I can read it on your face. You're going to love it here in Pelican Town. If you're ever looking for something to do in the evening, stop by the saloon. That's where I work. Good to know. Good to know. And then you must be Haley. Oh, you're that new farmer boy, aren't you? Huh. Oh, I'm Haley. She does not fuck with my vibe. That's all good. Can't get out of this house. What is this? This is Stardew Valley. This is, where is it? I'm Vigo. This is Violence Farm. Your wife? That's my wife. We had 2 kids in our other save file. Oh, you aren't exactly how I imagined, but that's okay. I'm Jody. It's nice to meet you, Jody. Oh, and there's a kid. I didn't even see you there. Vincent. Oh, a stranger. My name's Vincent. Mama says not to talk to strangers, but you seem okay. Far from it, my lad. Let's keep it moving. Lowercase violence, yes. That kind of violence. Carson, when's that blue Watch More Movies hoodie dropping that you were wearing a couple of streams ago? It's available right now at the link in the description. At karstenshop.com. Thank you for sending me out into the... 1 second. Yes, it is presented as black on the website, but we have it in navy, purple, red, royal blue, which is what I was rocking, and many more colors. So karstenshop.com to check out that and this shirt that I'm wearing right now. All right, let's meet some more people. Do you watch ASMR? I don't. I'm really not into ASMR at all. I've done one ASMR video. Nobody's home. And people hated it. People really didn't like that video. And so I'm not an ASMR guy. What's this guy? Alex. Oh, hey. So you're the new guy, huh? Cool. Old lady. Evelyn. Why, hello, and welcome to our little community, dear. You can call me Granny if you'd like. Anytime. Old Gramps over here. George. If it's interesting. It's irritating to have to meet all these new people, huh? Name's George, by the way. Now buzz off. Me and George see something in each other. Yes. What? 100% is crazy? What? I don't even know what I was saying when I said 100%. What happened? Top 5 high concept horrors. Top 5 high concept horrors. Define high concept, you know? Throw me a couple examples, because it's different for everybody. Off the top of my head, when I think of, I don't want to say that you're saying tips on farming. I don't need all that. I don't read in real life or in this game. Hello there. This is embarrassing, but the previous curator made off with the entire collection. We don't have any artifacts for display, but I'm hoping to remedy that soon. Hey, if you find any artifacts or minerals out there, would you let me know? Coyote versus Acme got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's absurd. I've heard fine things. I'm seeing it. I have tickets. And there will be a video on it because I think it's funny. It's a movie that I probably wasn't going to do. Nice to meet you, Shane. No, I don't have time to chat with you. Fuck off then. It's a movie that I don't think I would have done a normal video for, but I think just because of its history, it's a fascinating movie to talk about, and I'll definitely be speaking on it. Annihilation. Annihilation is a high concept horror. Would you count Enter the Void or Climax? You're going to see Coyote in 40X? Oh, I'm re-watching Spider-Man, by the way, tomorrow, actually, in ScreenX for a video. So I'm looking forward to whatever that experience is like. I think there's a man around here who I need to meet. I believe he's up here. There he is. Linus. A stranger? Hello. Enough said. I'm sorry, Linus. I'm going to steal your wild horseradish. ScreenX is a very weird thing. Yeah, has anyone here seen anything in ScreenX? I'm very curious about it because it seems like a thing that, like, would be talked about more often. Like, the fact that it's just out there and available is... Oh, Sebastian. Oh, you just moved in, right? Cool. Nice to meet you. I know very few people who've actually watched movies in Screen X. Carson, is there a scene you love in a film you think is mid? For me, it's the car chase into Live and Die in L.A. That's a pretty I like that movie a lot, but that's a pretty great answer. In a movie I think is mid. I mean, a recent example is like the first. I don't know if this is a scene. It's more like the first act of Hope is so good, and the rest of the movie is not. I'm going to save one of these. I'm going to save both of these just because I think I'll need them for my the community center. I could be wrong. Other than that, movies I think are mid. Trying to think. I think the oneer in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is pretty good. If you know what I mean. It's like the iconic one shot about two-thirds of the way into the movie. James Gunn went kind of crazy with that one. Is this enough to do? I guess I could do some fishing. My energy's pretty high. Thought you liked that movie though. I did. That's why I can't think of like a lot of like. I mean, it's a good movie. It's not great. I'm trying to think of mid movies. Mid movies, I kind of like. Juno is mid. Juno's pretty good. I mean, it's been a couple years. Amistad. I think the opening of Amistad is pretty gripping. Amistad has its moments for sure. Oh, dude, you know what? I just watched it. I don't know if it's mid. It's better than mid, but the last act of Lincoln is kind of a banger. Lincoln really ends on a high note. Like that scene in the courtroom is pretty great. When they just have every actor delivering like insane one-liners. Carson, I feel bad that you have to watch Hook for that Spielberg video. You should feel worse about like a lot of other movies that I have to watch for that video. A lot of which I've already gotten through. Always I was dreading. Amistad I was kind of dreading. It wasn't as bad as Always though. I'm dreading I'm just running around in circles. What else? There's some real stinkers on that list, man. Hook is like maybe going to be a good time. 1941, dude. Like when I realized, I thought 1941 was going to be like a tight 90. That thing is like, it's just under 2 hours, which is so long for what that is. Are you rewatching Schindler's List? No, I just saw that last year. I'm not going to rewatch that one. I'm rewatching E.T. I'll probably revisit Jurassic Park before hopping into Lost World, which is another one I'm dreading. I'll rewatch, if I have time, The Post. War of the Worlds is awful. I don't see why people like it. It's a good movie. It's a really kind of like scary movie. It's pretty unsettling. One of Spielberg's only, I don't know if he would call it a straight up horror. I mean, Jaws is more of a horror, but War of the Worlds is one of his darker movies for sure. One of Tom Cruise's darker movies too. It's kind of a, like you kind of, it made me realize that I look at Tom Cruise as kind of a comfort actor. Like he's someone who cheers me up most of the time. And in that movie, he just wasn't cheering me up. I was like, it's like during the pandemic when it's like I went home to my parents and I was expecting vibes to be high and they were stressed too. And I was like, all right, vibes are not good right now. This is everyone's unhappy and stressed. That's what it's like watching Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds. Just watering my crops. War of the Worlds or Disclosure Day? I think it's War of the Worlds at the end of the day. They're both 3.5s in my book, but War of the Worlds is a movie that I can actually take a bit more seriously. Disclosure Day on a rewatch, I couldn't take very seriously. And that's an issue. That's an issue for sure. Dreading Lost World, it's like almost on par with the original. Says who? I've never heard that. What are you talking about? I've heard a lot of people be like, it's bad. Are you gonna watch Tintin? Of course. Of course. Let me get you guys' read on this, because I'm planning on skipping it. But would you say Spielberg's TV movie Something Evil is worth watching for this ranked video? I personally think it is not really on. It's not really like a movie in the way his others are. But maybe I'm wrong. It's also a hard one to find. Do people need me to watch Something Evil? What's up, Pam? Hey, kid, the name's Pam. Simple as that. Yeah, sure. Yes, yeah. All right, I'll watch it. I was really gonna skip it, but Something Evil is getting watched, I guess. A rusty spoon. I believe that is the first thing. Yes, and they even tell you. I should also say hello to my good boy. What's your name, Gunther? Clint. Hi, I'm Clint. Awkward as always. Another awkward night with my dog of 6 years. Do you plan on watching Slaughtered Vomit Dolls? I don't, and I don't even know if that's a Spielberg movie. Is it? His TV movie Duel is pretty good. I know that was also technically a TV movie, but then it was theatrically released later on, so it counts more. I was gonna skip the Twilight Zone and that other one that's called like Amazing Stories or something. Those did not feel worth watching for what this video is. Is Sugarland Express good? It's very good. Also, another interesting thing about Sugarland Express, when I watched the commentary for Red Rocket, Sean Baker couldn't stop talking about Sugarland Express as like one of the major inspirations, and I was like, all right, sure. But watching Sugarland Express, he stole like a dozen shots from that movie for Red Rocket. I mean, most specifically is the iconic like highway shot where it zooms in on the car window. He pulls that directly from Sugarland Express. And also Goldie Hawn is doing a very like Sean Baker lead performance in Sugarland Express. Like it's a very Sean Bakery performance. So if you're a Sean Baker fan, definitely worth watching Sugarland Express, I will say. I'm gonna put my spoon right there. Duel is basically Jaws on trucks. See that I'm hyped for Duel. Duel sounds like it's gonna be super up my alley. Will you watch Oy Vey, My Son is Gay for Spielberg video? I don't think that's I don't know if Spielberg has anything to do with that. Unless I'm mistaken, I've never looked into the credits of Oy Vey, My Son is Gay, but I've done some extensive research into Spielberg's filmography, and I've never come across it. Thoughts on Lincoln? Pretty good. Better than I thought it would be. Felt good to finally watch it after dozing off to it on my flight home from Cannes. Damn, where is everybody? Damn, I got 250 gold for that. 11 more people. Cultivate and harvest a parsnip. Okay, well, I just gotta wait for my seeds to be done. Yeah, it's a very Sean Baker movie. And it's a beautiful movie in general. I was really surprised at how much I liked Sugarland Express. Are you watching the OG ET, the extraterrestrial, or like the updated one? I guess I need to look into that because I didn't know there was an updated one. I was just planning on watching whatever was available. Oh, hello, I'm Penny. Nice to meet you, Penny. I think Penny was my other wife in another save file. I've had several wives. Who else? Let me go up north. Maybe there's some more people up north that I'm missing. That's why I need to... Oh, first of all, I already disagree with having Jurassic Park at 3.5. Like, I don't know what compelled me to give it that score, but that's literally not how I currently feel. I would, if I were to re-rate it right now off memory, I would give it like a 4.5. But I'm gonna rewatch it anyway because it's been many years, and I just want to watch it. I don't even need to, but I want to. Can I go in here yet? When can I enter this community center? I guess I gotta meet everybody. We watch rodents for the Spielberg video. Enough. Who are we missing? Have I talked to you yet? I'm pretty sure. Robin, yes, you were like the first person I talked to. Have I talked to you yet? Demetrius. Greetings, I'm Demetrius, local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. I didn't know this guy had a kid. Okay. Go to the basement. Oh, that must be his child? No, John did not die. John, when are we going to play the big walk, though? It's not meeting everyone. It just opens on, like, the 7th. I think you'll get a cutscene. Oh, okay. That is good to know. I'm still going to meet everybody, of course. Okay, finally. Okay. This is good. So you're a farmer, huh? Interesting. Oh, wait, I already met you. Hello, you must be Vigo, the new farmer. I'm Caroline. My husband runs the general store here, and have you met my daughter, Abigail? She's the pale one with the purple hair. I don't believe I have. That's Evelyn. Where am I at? 8 more people. I'm sorry, John. I respond to your texts. Next Letterboxd members roast is on next Tuesday. Who is the more influential, Spielberg or Scorsese? It is It's probably Spielberg. Scorsese's more like respected, probably. You look at like Spielberg's history, even right now with Disclosure Day. Hi. And you know, people don't like this guy a lot of the time. Like he doesn't whereas Scorsese, I feel like even when his movies aren't like huge hits or like aren't talked about widely, like Silence was still like this critically acclaimed banger by like a lot of people who are like in the know. Whereas like Spielberg will make like a pop hit and a lot of people will not get it at all. So they kind of balance each other out. But I think at the end of the day, Spielberg's probably, I mean, you could argue him and George Lucas kind of changed everything. My comment got deleted again. My dog, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like if there's another way you want to send it to me, go ahead, because I know you're a member, but I'm sorry. It's those community posts, sometimes they're just weird. But it ain't me. You should watch Sam Raimi's A Simple Plan, 1998, very Fargo-esque. Am I misremembering, or is Billy Bob Thornton in that? Am I thinking of like something completely different? Was I supposed to plant? I thought for some reason I think I was supposed to plant that next to the water. Okay. What else can I build? Should I be crafting stuff? Is there anything I can craft? A field snack does not feel that necessary right now. Wild seeds, I guess I could use what I've collected to make that, but I don't really think I need that. There's nothing super interesting that I can craft quite yet. It does have Billy Bob Thornton. Okay, good to know. I can see myself getting into Billy Bob Thornton in the way I got into Paul Newman. Like, I don't know why, I just see that happening pretty vividly. He's an actor who, whenever he shows up in something, I'm like, fuck yes. It's Billy Bob Thornton. Except I won't watch Landman. I will not go that far. I fear that if Paul Newman were, like, around today, like, if he was in his prime these days, he'd be in some, like, Landman, Yellowstone bullshit, but I don't want to think about that too much. Who have I not met yet? Oh, you seem new. Hey, I'm Sam. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. We're getting there. Just a couple more. Oh, Marnie. I don't know if I've met Marnie yet. Billy Bob Thorntonuary. I don't know if that one rolls off the tongue. I watched The Sting and The Hustler back-to-back recently. It was a crazy experience. I also watched those sort of together, and that was the beginning for me. That was when I was like, this guy rules. The Sting especially, because, like, The Sting is, like, not a... I'll say it. I love The Sting. It's not a cool movie, but, like, Paul Newman feels like he adds a cool factor to it. And then The Hustler, you're just like, this guy's the best. You should watch HUD next. All right, let's end with some fishing. Carson, you can just roast it on stream and edit them into the video. I don't know, but it's not your fault. That's actually not a bad idea. It just sounds stressful though. Like, do these things in private. What did you think of Vigo? I thought Vigo was fantastic. Off the top of my dome, maybe one of my favorite Vigo performances in History of Violence. I thought he was. I loved how he transformed throughout that film. It was really brilliant. There's so many just great little switch ups, like that scene, that confrontation between him and his kid, when he's confronting the kid about the incident with the bully at school, and the kid slaps back, and then Vigo quite literally slaps back. Just an incredible moment. Just a tightly written interaction between the two. That was just perfect. Liv Ullmann passed. Damn. That's very sad. Did this just happen on stream? Is Fabelman's the best movie about movies? I don't even know if it's like about movies, you know? It's about making movies. That's going to do for the night. I say we got one. Actually, it's 2:51. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it for Stardew. And we transition into the end of the stream. We are, oh my god, we are literally just one gold shy of 1,000. Okay, this is a good place to pause. I'll say it. I enjoyed Stardew. This was a nice chill time. I felt having a lot more fun than I do with Bob. I don't want to die, which is important. But let's transition into the call-ins. And then check in on the poll for next week's movie. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. My hair is insane today. Also, when did my camera get small? Jesus Christ. Okay, if you're new here, if you've been wondering what this message at the top of the screen was all about, yes, it is true. If you call that number and you leave me a voicemail with your top 4 favorite films, I will give you a movie recommendation right here on stream. We got a couple of backups from the last few weeks that we need to get through, so I will check in on those right now. Let's run it with this one. Hopefully the audio works. One second.
So, I've seen Son of the Sea. I've seen The Secret of Kells. I've seen Paddington 2. I've seen a lot of the Brendan Gleeson essentials, so I'm looking for a deep cut here. Okay, Karst? Bye.
Okay. A Brendan Gleeson deep cut. I got a good one for you. It's not gonna be a feature. But it is a deep cut. And I actually don't know if you can find it, but let me just double check and let me get the name right. This is a movie that I saw at the Irish Film Institute in theaters. Just went to the theater to see this short film, but it is called Six Shooter. It's Martin McDonagh's early short film. I believe it won Best Short Film at the Oscars that year. It stars Brendan Gleeson. I mean, this is about as much of a deep cut as you can get. I don't know where you can watch it, but it's called Six Shooter. If you can't find that one anywhere, I will recommend to you instead Smurfs 2. It's on YouTube. Okay, watch Six Shooter, not Smurfs 2. Okay, this next one. Let's run that back.
Mine for baby.
No, man. No, don't. No. The screamer. No. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
My 4 favorite films on. Oh, actually, hello, Carson. My 4 favorite films on. I saw the TV Glow, Shaun of the Dead, all of the Lord of the Rings, because according to Tolkien, it is one book, and the Cable Guy.
The Cable Guy?
Have a fantastic day, you sweet individual.
All right. Don't be mean, Karst. I'm not gonna be mean, man. That's just how he talks. The Cable Guy. Interesting. What do we recommend this person? Recommend the therapist. My Dinner with Andre sounds like your speed.
My 4 favorite films.
This is nice. This is nice.
Hunter, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I saw the TV Glow and Persona. So whatever you could do with those.
Everyone has I saw the TV Glow, man. Is every single call has I saw the TV Glow. The mumbler. Can't hear nothing. It's fine. Night of the Hunter, Fire Walk with Me. I saw the TV Glow and Persona. I'm gonna recommend you. I can see what your taste is. You do like this is a horror fan, but like something a little. I'm not gonna say elevated, but something that's a step deeper and darker and more traumatic than the average horror film. I'm gonna recommend Carnival of Souls. I think that would be your thing. Yeah. And that was 3. We'll leave it there. But if I didn't get to yours, we will get to it next stream. But thank you to all these lovely callers for calling in. Thank you. Great as always. Let's check in on the poll. Let's see what next week's movie is going to be. Next week's film will be Bicycle Thieves. It is Bicycle Thieves at 49%. Damn. Just simply not what I thought was going to happen. Just simply not what I thought was going to happen. But it's going to be Bicycle Thieves. As far as where to watch it, I'm sure it's available in a number of places. Probably HBO Max, if I had to guess. Yes, and Criterion Channel. So, Bicycle Thieves next week. Excited to talk about it. As far as what else to look forward to next week, we will probably play CineNerdle. So, be on the lookout for that. I'll have a video on the end of Oak Street out this weekend. So, be on the lookout for that. Maybe a members exclusive Letterboxd roast video on Tuesday. And what else? And if you want to get some merch, if you want to get a broad Karst hat or shirt, they're available at the link in the description at karstenshop.com. Great way to support the channel. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Today was super fun. And I will see you next week at 1 p.m. Pacific. Bye-bye.